They won't tell you your value. They test it, quietly, subtly, without you even realizing it. At first, it feels normal. A late reply here, a cancelled plan there, a moment where they choose something else over you, and you let it go, because you don't want to overreact. You don't want to seem too sensitive. But here's what's really happening. They're watching how much you tolerate, how quickly you forgive, how easily you stay, and every time you ignore it, you're answering their test, without saying a word. Have you ever felt like someone kept crossing small lines, and you kept letting it slide? Most people miss this part, because it doesn't feel like a test. It feels like normal behavior, but it's not. And once you start noticing these patterns, you begin to see something deeper. But what those tests actually reveal is something most people never expect. At first, it confuses you, because nothing is clearly wrong. They're still there, still talking, still acting like everything is fine. But something feels off. You start questioning yourself. Am I overthinking? Maybe I'm expecting too much. So you go back, replaying moments, trying to understand their behavior. Why did they ignore that message? Why did they cancel so easily? And the more you think, the less it makes sense. This is the trap, because these small tests create emotional confusion. You don't feel hurt enough to leave, but you don't feel valued enough to stay peacefully. And that's where the mind gets stuck. Most people miss this because the pain is not obvious. It's quiet, it builds slowly, and over time, it makes you question your own worth. But here's what most people don't realize. When someone tests your value, they're also watching your response, and this is where everything changes. And then you start to see it, not all at once, but in small moments. You notice the pattern. They give just enough to keep you there, but never enough to make you feel secure. That's when awareness hits. You stop reacting the same way. You don't reply as fast. You don't explain as much. You don't tolerate everything anymore. And slowly, you change. You start setting quiet boundaries, not loudly, not dramatically, but clearly. You choose when to engage, when to step back, when to stay silent. And here's what they didn't expect. They thought you would keep accepting it, keep adjusting, keep proving your value. But something else happened instead. You stopped playing along. Most people never notice this shift. The moment you stop seeking approval and start protecting your energy. And when that happens, something strange starts happening. At first, they feel the difference, but they can't explain it. You're still there, but not the same. Less available, less reactive, less predictable. And that changes everything, because now the control shifts. They start noticing your absence, even when you're present. And that creates tension. They begin to question things. Why are they different? Why aren't they reacting like before? This is where perspective changes, because your silence forces reflection. Most people miss this truth. When you stop accepting less, people start seeing your value more clearly. But here's the catch. It usually happens late, after patterns have already formed, after you've already started pulling back. And that's when it hits them. But by then, you're no longer the same person. Now you understand something powerful. Your value was never the problem. Your boundaries were. You were giving access without limits, giving energy without protection. But now, that's changed. You don't react to everything. You don't chase attention. You don't prove your worth anymore. And that creates a new version of you. Calm, grounded, unbothered. This is real growth. Not loud, not forced, just clear. Most people think value comes from being liked, but real value comes from what you don't tolerate. Sometimes the strongest move is not reacting at all. So tell me, have you ever realized someone was testing you after it was already happening? And what did you do differently after that? Comment below, because your awareness might help someone else stop losing themselves without even realizing it.